In a small town where fog would blanket the old streets every evening, lived a girl named Elena. She worked as a librarian in an old city library, spending her days sifting through the dusty pages of other people's lives, getting lost in stories written long before she was born. Her world was quiet, measured, and seemed protected from any turmoil. Every morning, Elena crossed an old stone bridge on her way to the library. The bridge had a legend. They said if lovers walked across it hand in hand, their love would last forever. But to Elena, it was just a beautiful tale. One day, a young man walked into the library. Tall, with perpetually messy hair and a sincere smile, he introduced himself as Lev. He was looking for books on architecture. He restored old buildings. Their conversation began with a simple "How can I help you?" but ended with talks about favorite authors, films, and dreams. After that, Lev began to visit often. Sometimes for a book, sometimes for advice, and sometimes just to chat. Elena started waiting for his visits. She smiled when she heard the familiar footsteps on the creaky floor, and her heart beat a little faster when his gaze lingered on her a moment longer than usual. Weeks passed, and one day, Lev invited Elena for an evening walk. They wandered through the streets of the city, laughed, and talked about the future. When they reached that very bridge, Lev stopped. "Elena," he said, looking into her eyes, "this bridge. You know the legend?" She nodded, her heart pounding in her ears. "Let's test it," he said, holding out his hand. She took it. They crossed the bridge in silence, but each step felt like a promise. This began their story. They spent every evening together in the library, at construction sites, in small cafes. He read her books on architecture, she read him poetry. Their worlds merged into one. One day, Lev asked Elena to move with him to another city where he had landed a major project. It was a chance to start a new life, but a risk too to leave everything for love. Elena hesitated, but then remembered, love is not just about feelings, it's about choice. She said yes. Years passed. Together, they restored dozens of buildings, opened their own workshop, and raised a daughter. But every summer, they returned to that town, to that bridge.